Hallo Leute, welcome back to Deutsch Flix, the only place where learning German won't feel like German torture. So today we are diving into something you use every day, even without realizing it. Yes, possessive pronoun, which are also called possessive pronouns. So what comes to your mind when you see this word? Something related to possession, right? So the words like my, your, his, her, our, that is what we're gonna learn in German. So don't worry though, we will keep it fun, simple, and make sure you actually get it. Sind Sie bereit? Are you ready? Los geht's. Okay, so the heading is possessive pronomen im Nominative. So firstly, we're gonna learn those words in nominative case. Always remember that nominative is equal to subject. So we are gonna use those words my, your, his as a subject. So what I'll do is I'll write all the personal pronouns in sequence, which we have already learned. Personal pronomen. So it starts from ich, du, er, sie, es, wir, ihr, sie, and then we have capital Z, which is informal you. Now on the right hand side, I will write all the possessive pronoun. For ich, it is called mein, which means my. For du, it is called dein, which means your. For er, it's sein, which means his. Then we have sie, for that we have ihre, which is called her. For s, again similar to er, we have sein, which means its. For wir, we have unser, which means our. Now for ear, okay, so this ear and this ear is different. This ear means her. On the other hand, this ear means you guys, as in you informal and plural. Now for this, we will say euer, which means your, euer. Now for z, this z also it will be ear. And for this capital Z again, ear, but this time I will be capital. Okay, I'll quickly write their English meanings. Okay, so I'll shift this entire thing a little left. Okay, what if I tell you in German we have two words for my, two words for your, two words for his, and so on? Yes. So what I'll do is I'll copy this entire thing and I'll paste it over here. And at the end, I'm gonna append one alphabet which will be E. Meine, deine, seine, ihre, seine, unsere. Now for this, we will have some change in the spelling. Now it will be ihre, ihre, ihre. So here what we are actually doing is we are swapping these two alphabets so that it becomes ihre. I'll highlight this so that you never forget this thing, or you at least do the spell check over here. Now the question is, why are we having two words for one possessive noun? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about it. I think some of you might have got this thing. So we are gonna refer this entire column for nouns which are masculine and neutral. And the column on the right we will use for all the nouns which are feminine and plural. That's why we got two words for one possessive pronoun. And I think now you got it when we say, wie ist ihre Telefonnummer? Now, why do we say ihre Telefonnummer? It's because the article of Telefonnummer is die, so this is something feminine. Hence, we use ihre and not ihr. One more example, we say, wie ist dein Name? Wie ist dein Name, for what is your name? Now, why are we saying dein and not deine? Reason being, the noun Name is masculine. You can check in the dictionary, it is der Name. Okay, so now let's look at some examples. So what we will do is we'll try to translate these sentences. First one, my dog is cute. Now I know that for my there are two words, mine or meine. Now that totally depends on the gender of the dog. If you check dictionary, it is called Hund, which is masculine. Hence I will go with mine. So mein Hund ist Zeus. Then we have your cat is sleeping. So cat is called Katze, which is feminine. Hence, for this your, I will use deine. I can also use eure or ihre. Why three words? Because I do not know the context for now. They all mean your. So answer will be deine, eure, ihre, Katze schläft. Okay, so if you're getting confused to understand deine, eure, ihre, you need to recall what does du, ihr, and capital Z mean. Now this is if one person is standing in front of me and I address him informally. For example, my friend is standing in front of me. Ihr, group of friends are standing in front of me, I address them informally. Z, one person or more than one person are standing in front of me, I address them formally. Okay, so if there is only one person standing and I want to say your dog and he's my friend, I'll say deine. Now if two friends are standing in front of me, I want to say your dog, the dog that belongs to both of you guys, I will use this one. Now it doesn't matter if there's one person or more than one. If I want to address them formally and say your dog, okay, then I will use this one, ihre Katze. Then his car is old. Now for his again got two words, sein and seiner, but Auto is neutral. We say das Auto. So we'll say sein Auto ist alt. For the last one, our teacher, which is female. So female teacher is called Lehrerin. Now the word for our is unser or unsere. But since our noun is feminine, we'll go with unsere. Unsere Lehrerin ist nett. Okay, so if you have understood this, it's time for a little challenge. Now what I want from you is that you take 5 minutes of your time and revise or learn this entire table. Once you are done with this, you have to solve this exercise. Erkensen Sie die Lücken, you have to fill in the blanks. Hints are already given in the brackets. So just write two possessive pronouns for ich, du, wir, sie and er, and then decide what will come, okay, based on the type of the noun. Now, in order to check for the gender, you can use the dictionary. And I'll show my answers in 5 seconds. You can pause the video. Alright, time to discuss the exercise. So what I'll do is I'll quickly write the article for all the nouns. Schwester, die Schwester, der Hund, die Mutter, die Katze, das Auto. Now, possessive pronoun. Meine Schwester ist Ärztin. My sister is a doctor. Dein Hund bellt viel. Your dog barks a lot. Unsere Mutter kocht gerne. Our mother cooks gladly. Ihre Katze schläft auf dem Sofa. Her cat sleeps on the sofa. Then last, sein Auto ist neu. His car is new. Okay. Now I will give you one last question. Okay, so think about it. This is not that easy. So I want to say, I have your pen. Ich habe Kuli. Okay. So I have already given that Kuli is masculine, and for do, the masculine word is dein. Now if you have written dein, put a big cross on it, because this is not the correct answer. Why? You have to recall the case system in German, nominative and accusative case. Now, haben is being conjugated according to ich. That means that becomes the subject, and subject is in nominative case. Now, this Kuli part is not the subject, it is object. That means we have to give accusative case here. But we have only discussed possessive pronoun im nominative. So it's time to discuss that in accusative case as well. Now tell me, before we discuss that question, what changes will you do here so that you get possessive pronoun not only in nominative case but also im accusative in accusative case? Think about it. Okay, so in accusative case, which gender changes? Masculine gender changes in accusative case. Okay, so that means that the column for neutral, feminine and plural will be same. It's just that there will be some change in the masculine column. Now we know that masculine article der changes to what in accusative case? It changes to den. If der changes to den, ein changes to einen, kein changes to keinen, then your mein will be changed to what? It will be changed to meinen. Dein, deinen. Sein, seinen. Ihr, ihren. Sein, seinen. Unser, unseren. Euer, euren. Ihr, ihren. Ihr, ihren. So we will just have en at the end. Okay. Now I'll do some changes on this table. Now let me make a separate column for masculine in accusative case. Okay. So pay attention here. This is the correct spelling for euren. So we are not just taking this euer and ending it with en, but rather we are taking this and ending it with n. Euren. Okay. So this entire thing we will use for nominative case, but for accusative case, for masculine we will use this column. For neutral we will use this column, and for feminine plural we will use this column. Okay. Now let's discuss that question. So since we know kholi is object which is in accusative case, der changes to what in accusative case? It changes to den. So our dein will be changed to deinen, and this will be our answer. Ich habe deinen Kuli. I have your pen. Okay, so if the case system, I mean nominative and accusative, still haunts you, you can watch my video on this. I have explained in detail about nominative and accusative. And if you are pro at determining the case, then I have one more exercise. Now this is mixed exercise. Either you'll fill it in nominative or accusative case. What are the steps that you have to follow? Firstly, if I talk about first question, for do, what are the words? Second step is, what is the article of Vater? And third step is to determine the case. Is it nominative or accusative? And change the possessive pronoun accordingly. Pause the video and I'll show my answers in 5 seconds. Okay, let's discuss this exercise. I'll quickly write the original article. Der Vater, die Mutter, die Katze, der Lehrer, der Bruder. Okay, now I know for do, we got two words, dein and deiner. But since Vater is masculine, I'll go with dein. Now I'll check for the case. Sehen is conjugated according to ish. Ish is in nominative case. That means this is my object, and object will take accusative case. And in accusative case, der changes to den. So our dein will be changed to deinen. Ich sehe deinen Vater. Second one, for sie, two words, we have ihr or ihre. Now obviously Mutter is feminine, I'll go with ihre. There's no need of even checking the case, but you should know what case is it. So ihre Mutter is the subject because that verb sein is being conjugated according to this part. Or sein verb always takes nominative case. So this part is in nominative. It is the subject. Now coming to drei, third one. So for wir, two words are unser and unsere. There's no need of even checking the case because Katze is feminine, but still lieben is being conjugated according to wir. That means wir is a nominative case. Now this our cat, unsere Katze is the object. Object is in accusative case. So this unsere is actually in accusative case. Number 4. For ich, write down 2 words. We have mein, then we have meine. But Lehrer is masculine, will go with mein. I'll check for the case. Kennen is conjugated according to er. Er is a nominative case, which is the subject. That means this part is the object, and object comes in accusative case. Mine will be changed to meinen because der changes to den in accusative case. Now last one, sie. Again write down 2 words. We have ihr and we have ihre. Bruder is masculine, we'll write ihr. Now check for the case. Spielen is being conjugated according to this part only. That means this part will come in nominative case. In nominative, ihr is ihr, right? Don't say ihren because that is in accusative case. Now, do we have any accusative object in this sentence? Yes, we do have. Fußball is the object, and this is in accusative case. Nice work today, Leute. You have just leveled up your German with possessive pronouns in both the cases, nominative or accusative. So if this helped you, hit that like button and drop a comment with your own example sentence. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel where German is fun, bite-sized and totally grammar book free. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Cheers!
Like and subscribe.